So I've really actually been wanting to do a book-to-movie comparison of The Host. I decided at work today that I wanted to do it and I was antsy all day for some reason. It just made me really excited. So if you have read The Host and you've seen the movie, please make a video response or a comment below about what you thought. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to say just some general thoughts about the adaptation that don't really give anything away, and then I'll go into more detail. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, then you can just watch the first part and then stop, and then I'll tell you when to stop watching so you don't get any spoilers. And if you have seen the movie, then you can watch the whole thing. As a whole, I was pleased with it. I thought they did a good job, especially considering that the book is so long, and there was so much in the book. It was so long and there was so much depth to the characters that I knew right away it wasn't going to be captured as well in the movie, because a movie can only be 2 hours long. But at the same time, 2 hours is an average length for a movie. It isn't super long anymore. They're not normally an hour and a half anymore. 2 hours is normal for a movie. So I think it could have been 2.5 hours. I think it could have been 3 hours. I would have watched it if it was 3 hours. And if it was 2.5 or 3 hours long, I think it would have been so much better. And the love in it would have been so much better, and they would have been able to build on the relationships and the characters a lot more. So that was my main thing that I didn't like, was that there wasn't enough time for them to build on the characters. The other thing that I didn't like about it was how rushed it seemed. They stayed really true to the book to a lot of the parts, and I feel like if they kind of strayed away from that a little bit, it would have been easier for them to, I think it would have been easier for them to build on the characters and make it flow more. But I think because they were trying so hard to keep everything the same as it was in the book, that it kind of seemed like they were just trying to cover everything. It seemed like they were like, oh yeah, we have to cover this part, and oh yeah, we have to say this, and oh, we have to do this part. So it kind of seemed like a lot of it was rushed through, and done too quickly. So if they just completely strayed away from the book and just kind of used the same premise, the same characters, and the same ideas, I feel like it might have been better, which is weird for me to say because I hate it when books are completely different. But at the same time, it can translate better. So maybe if they weren't so much like the book, then I think it probably would have done a little bit better. Now stop watching if you don't want spoilers, because I'm going to go into more detail about things that I didn't like and things that I did like. So, the person that I saw it with, it bugged her how a lot of the stuff at the beginning was different. How Melanie was able to control her body easily, and that didn't happen in the book, and the way she escaped, like, it bugged my friend that she went through a window instead of through an elevator shaft, and how she got caught was different, and that didn't bug me because it's not a big deal. The parts that really disappointed me that weren't in the book or got rushed through was the part that I was really looking forward to was when Ian and Jared were bickering about Wanda and Melanie. How Jared was like, yeah, that's still Melanie in there, and then Ian was like, yeah, but it's still Wanda at the same time, and they were both like, you have a point. And I thought that was pretty funny. And then when Ian went into the room with Wanda after, and he was trying to tell her how he felt, and Melanie was all trying to fight back, and Wanda was just getting all flustered, and when he was like rubbing her arm and saying, does this feel good or feel bad? I really liked that part in the book, and it was so different in the movie, and not as good, and not as feelingful. Feelingful, that's my new word. So that part I was disappointed. I really wanted that part. And then I think it was really disappointing that they left out Walt, because I felt like that was a very, very important part of the story. It really showed how human Wanda was and how trustworthy she is. It just was, I felt like it built on her character a lot. And taking out that part, I felt like just kind of, it took out too much. It was too much was taken away from the story because of that. And then when they went to go to the healer, it was so fast when she was cutting herself, and she was like, oh, they're gonna be suspicious of the scar, and just cut it out. And I was like, whoa, what you doing there, Wanda? Like, why are you rushing this? So I feel like that scene should have been a little bit better. It should have been closer to the book for that one. where he was worried about her and he didn't want to hurt her, and she was all like digging the knife into her arm lots, and in the book she just kind of was like, ta! Okay, let's go! The other part that really bugged me at the end was whenever it was the alien who stopped them instead of other humans who were like, whoa, whoa, no, we're human, see? The part that bugged me the most was when the alien said, I thought I was the only one who switched sides. Because in the book he said, I thought I was the only one, or it looks like I'm not the only one who went native. And I just thought that was so much cooler than the one who switched sides. Stupid. They should have done the word for word for that scene. But yeah, so that is my book to movie comparison. It was my first one. I hope it's okay. Overall, I think they did a good job, considering it was such a long book. And they did do a pretty good job condensing it, but I think it would have been better if they made it longer. Or if they'd strayed away from the book a little bit to make it translate onto the screen a little bit better in order to capture the relationships and the feelings of the characters. I'm actually really interested to hear what someone who hasn't read the book thought of the movie. Some of my friends said that they thought someone who hasn't read the book would find the movie really boring, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure if people would think it was boring, but I feel like they just wouldn't have been, they wouldn't have been in love with it, because I feel like I really liked the characters in the movie because I already loved them from reading the book, and I feel like someone who didn't read the book would not have felt in touch with the characters at all, and they probably wouldn't have felt for them the way that someone who read the book did. That's it. Please leave a comment below or make a video response about what you thought of the movie or the book or the comparison.